Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I've got two replays for you in the tier 8 premium medium Japanese tank, the Senshi. So before I get into the video, we'll just go through the equipment and perks that I run on the Senshi. So I've got optics, camo net and gun rammer, and on the perks I'll have born leader, rapid reload, 6%, steady aim, camouflage expertise, situational awareness, muffled shot, green thumb and silent driving. So yeah, the Senshi, essentially, it's an STA2 with a Japanese flag on the back of the turret. That is pretty much it. Yeah, it's one of those fabulous wargaming brainwaves where they make a premium tank and then they make a premium tank with a skin on it, and it's exactly the same. So yeah, but enough of that. We'll just get into what the Senshi is all about. So it's another preferential matchmaking tank. And this is actually available in the Banners of Valor Earn op that is running at the moment. So as I've described sort of in previous videos where I sort of showed the Freedom and the King Dragon last week, you have the opportunity to earn this by earning loads of flags from various challenges, and also the Banners of Valor war chests that are available in the store at the moment. But yeah, you don't have to get the war chests. You can just run the challenges and just go down on the challenges tab, and you'll see there's an opportunity to get the flags. So this is obviously one of the tanks that is available to earn from that op. So let's get into it and the good parts of it. It has brilliant mobility. You've got top forward kilometer speed of 55, I believe. You've got some good penetration values, particularly 275 on the heat pen, which is quite nice. You've got good DPM. You've got aim time of 1.8 second on the. You've got reload of 6.8 second base as well. 10 degrees of gun depression. You've got 0.32 accuracy and 0.84 on turret rotation, so that's really quite good dispersion values there, on the turret rotation. You've got good traverse speeds as well, adding to that brilliant mobility that you have. You've got excellent view range. Well, you've got 4 meters of view range. 4 meters? That's terrible. 400 meters of view range as standard base on this tank. So yeah, that's pretty good going for a tier 8 medium. And you've got okay camo at 362 meters of concealment on the move, but 338 still. My build, I've got this down to 286, so you can see I went predominantly camouflage setup just to be a little bit more sneaky. The gun is pretty accurate, to be fair, on this, so I don't really think it needs those gun perks. You're just better off just maximizing the camo as best as possible. The bad points on this: it has absolutely no armor whatsoever. It is paper thin, and you will suffer with it. So again, sort of adds the reason why I've gone a little bit more sneaky in the perks for the camo, to try and avoid getting detected, try and avoid getting shot as much as possible. Really, if you're not detected, you're not going to get targeted. That's the way I see it. You have got average shell velocity as well, standard rounds of AP just over 1,000 meters per second. I think it's about 900 with the heat, so it's quite average, not great, to be fair. So do learn to lead those shots. And it's a bit of a low power to weight ratio, about 17 horsepower per ton. So again, quite average, I guess. But overall, I mean, the bad points really do get outweighed by the good points, I think. And this is definitely a tank worth looking at if you haven't got it. If you haven't got it already, it's preferential matchmaking, which in itself I think is a bonus. But the fact that the gun is really good on this tank, and the fact you've got the excellent view range, the camo, if you go with a build I go with, actually makes it really good at 286 meters, still concealment. So that is pretty good. So yeah, I think this tank is definitely one that's more worth getting if you don't have it. It's one of the better ones, I think, on the Valor op. Yeah, there are some great tanks to earn out of that op, but yeah, I would say this is definitely up there. If I was going to rank them all, this would be one of the ones more higher up. I would definitely take this over the Freedom, if I'm honest, because I think you can get a lot more enjoyment out of this tank than you can the Freedom. Yeah, and I just think with the good mobility that this has, the Freedom doesn't. I think it makes it better personally. That again, that's just my opinion. It's different for everyone. Anyway, we'll get into the gameplay. So we are on Nebelberg here, and we're actually teamed up with Fades, who's also playing the Senshi. So double bonus here, brownie points for Fades for also going for the Senshi. And we go on to actually have probably one of the longest games I think I've had in a long while. Spoiler alert, this game actually goes on for about, I think the duration, what I remember, was about 11 minutes. So, yeah, it's been a bit stale to begin with. The team didn't really want to move. We don't have any light tanks. We don't really have anything with vision, bar probably me and Fades. So while we're hanging around the middle a little bit, we were trying to we were just, hanging around the middle. We're moving sideways, across left and right, to try and pick up spots. Now, we do know that there was a T&H Czechoslovakian heavy tank around here somewhere that was up there, and it's just been lit. Oh, it's a VZ, not a T&H. Excuse my terrible tank classification there. And Fades has put a few shots in, and I come around and I put a shot into the side, picking up my first kill of the game. So yeah, it's been a very, very slow start. We've got 500 assistance, we've got 479 damage so far. So yeah, we've only basically done 2 or 3 shots in this game. It's been pretty boring, but that's why me and Fades have opted to go down this side, because we knew there wasn't really many tanks this way. We knew that VZ was sort of hanging around here, and we could take care of the VZ, and then we could possibly move up and start to try and. We just want to sort of push this game and make it work a little bit. Now, Fades is hanging back a little bit. I've got more hit points, so it seems fair that I just go and try and sort of push on ahead and get a bit of, try and spot or try and light stuff up. And I figured maybe we could catch some tanks out in the middle, but there doesn't appear to be anything there. So our assumption is that everyone is kind of sort of hovering at the back. Now, I do get spotted up by that AMBT, which is really frustrating. I'm surprised I actually got out spotted by that AMBT, but it doesn't matter because Fades does take him out. But taking that shot was kind of not unnecessary, but I would have liked to have not taken it, just with how close the game is. The P43 was obviously spotted as well, so I think Fades gets a few shots into that guy. Now I'm just sort of umming and ahhing here about whether to push forwards. I didn't want to get caught out if maybe if I get sort of moving on the cross and then get lit up, that could be a little bit of a sad time, because I could get sort of absolutely obliterated on the cross. But fortunately for me, I don't get lit, and that kind of tells me that there's majority of the team are going to be camping. So map control wise, it's looking more favourable. Now I'm just talking with Fades at this moment, and Fades is sort of trying to point out an enemy that he knows is sitting in a bush somewhere, but my dumb brain can't comprehend where he's talking about. I'm trying to look for his tracer, but it doesn't really work, so we abandoned that plan of trying to actually blind fire the bush or whatever bush Fades is talking about, and I move forwards. I just said, I'll just move forwards, I'll just try and spot for you. Fades again will hang back, let me do the spotting because I've got more hit points out of the two. And there we go, we spot up the SFAC sitting at the back and also this other tank destroyer. I managed to avoid the double shot from the SFAC, which is good, because that could have hurt. That could have actually put me probably down to a one shot. And we managed to pick up some good amount of assistance there. Now I was going to push up, but I'm getting targeted. I don't know what that is, but I think it's probably this SFAC that is spotting me up. We managed to get a shot in, putting him onto, we don't put him down to one shot, we take him out for our second kill, which is good. Now there's 6 tanks left. We are 3 tanks ahead, so we are starting to push this into our favour. And this is the thing, when games get stale like this, it's kind of knowing when to push and when to make that play. And I guess it's easier when you have a platoon mate, particularly when you know you've got a platoon mate that is good at his aiming, like Fades. We know how good Fades is. We've seen his replays before on the channel. We know he's more than capable. So it gives me that confidence that I can move in and I can get some shots. I can spot some tanks up, and I know that Fades is going to be able to get some shots in and obviously cover my back and provide that assist. Now, artillery does manage to get a splash shot into me. I was going to push around, try and take him out, but that Scorpion G was looking this way, so I didn't want any of that action because that would hurt if I did get shot. But the Scorpion G does back out into our line of sight, so we get the shot on and pick up our 3rd kill of the game. Now I'm going to try and see if I can just get to a period where I can get a shot off, but then I see this Pershing poking up. Fades has moved up now, but now I've got this P43 that is to my right. Now this isn't great. We're now stuck in a little bit of a crossfire between this P43 and Fades is obviously having to take on the Pershing. So yeah, this really isn't great, and I was kind of hoping my team could get some shots in, but it's clear that yeah, the P43 is obviously hidden from them. But luckily we do manage to take him out. I'm going to move over as quickly as possible to try and help Fades out, see if I can squeeze a shot in the cupola of that Pershing, which I do. Fades manages to put him down to a 1 shot, and then our artillery manages to take him out. Unfortunately, I didn't lead the shot there well, and that's what we're talking about. I mean, you know, even with the best shell velocity in the world, I still don't think that would have hit because that was just poorly led. But we do get a blind shot in, we do track him in place. Fades then manages to get a shot in, which gives us a little bit of assistance, and then he gets a nice lucky blind shot there, taking out the Stereo Mill, bringing an end to the game there. So yeah, a bit of a slow start on Nebelberg, but we made it work, and we get top of the board there with 4 kills, 2.8k damage. Fades has a really good game as well with 2 kills for 3.7k damage. You see we pick up some really nice silver there, 142,000 silver. We pick up the 1st class. Maybe a bit more damage and a few more kills probably would have got us the ace, but you know, it just is what it is. I kind of sort of pushed these replays, you know, and tried getting some ace tanker replays, but you know, I kind of have to work with what I can, and I'm trying to get these replays out quick enough for you guys so that you've got something to view. So anyway, we will move into replay number 2 now, where we are on Province, and yeah, not the greatest of maps that I would, in fact it's my least favourite map in the game, but I've mentioned it before, I'm not going to ramble on about it too much. We're just going to try and make the best of you know, the situation that we're in and what we can do with the tools that we're given. So we're given Province, we're going to try and make it work, and initially what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the play right over to the other side, try and use that 400 meters of view range. In fact, it's actually a lot more because I've obviously got sort of optics and situation awareness on. I think I'm running actually past 500 meters view range on this tank, so that's really good. Again, just, you know, boosting that as much as possible at where I can. And that's the thing, I've sort of opted, you know, don't need to go for any accuracy perks because this tank actually does, yeah, it does have decent enough accuracy, so it doesn't really warrant it. And I think, you know, putting optics on rather than sort of vert stabs, I think is the better option, and equally putting your camo net on to, you know, improve your concealment as much as possible, I think is the better option. You know, some people might argue, might think, you know, go for sort of improving the gun stats, but I just genuinely don't think it needs it. I think you're just better off better optics, better camo. So we've moved up to the position now where we can again just sort of keep stuff lit, and this Brass decided that he was going to try and make the play there. Now we could have aimed that there, we probably could have actually got that into the lower plate. The Brass puts shots into the Italian medium, so I take this opportunity to try and take out that Brass, because again the Brass is a dangerous medium, particularly when it's top tier. can be very good, obviously, at providing vision, but equally its gun is yeah, quite devastating, I think, at tier 8, you know, especially when it gets both its shots into you. It's about 600 to 700 alpha taken out your hit points if it manages to connect on both shots. So the team have done a good job, obviously, you know, shooting what we spot. We pick up some more assistance there. We equally pick up some damage off of the artillery. Always good to take the artillery out early doors. And there's 10 tanks left in the game. I'm just sort of I'm waiting to lose my spot, but then there's another Brask here, and we managed to get a shot in. And we're just using these rocks to the left as cover, and then luckily for us, our friendly SVAC 105 manages to squeeze a shot in it and take him out. So now we don't have to worry about that Brask, and I'm sort of wondering if maybe I can get a shot into this heavy tank. I'm just moving across. I didn't want to sort of stop halfway through, try and line up a shot on that cupola there. That was just not, you know, not well aimed. I'm talking about this tank and the gun having, you know, okay accuracy, and we're just sort of missing cupolas on tanks relatively, relatively as simple as that, which is a great. Unfortunately, I'm not sure where that shot went. I don't know if that just went into the destructible cover, and just that was just a RBRT poorly aimed shot. We're trying to line up a shot on the cupola there. Unfortunately, we shoot our own tank. We can't really see well enough to actually aim and get the shot properly in. That sounds like a poor excuse, doesn't it? But that genuinely was what was happening here. I just couldn't see, just couldn't get a proper outline of the tank on where to shoot it. Trying to shoot the Stern Tiger P there, and yeah, again, poorly aimed. I always think the lower plate is a weak point, which I don't think it is on the Stern Tiger P. Really should look up on my weak points of the Stern Tiger P, but we've gone for the heat because I know I can penetrate the Stern Tiger P with heat. So that's all I'm going to do for tanks that I can't penetrate. But we see this AMX tier 8 tank destroyer, so we're just going to put some shots into him. Unfortunately, he does get a shot into us, but it's the first bit of damage we've taken in this game, so I'm not too worried about that. Obviously, it's an auto loader. We're trying to get some shots in, but then this WZ just gets in the way, which is quite annoying, but I'm sure he didn't mean to. But yeah, it's just frustrating when you're trying to get shots in. Then we see the Tiger P that's still there. Thought he might have been taken out. We do squeeze a shot in and try and see if we can get the kill shot in, and we do, picking up our second kill of the game. We then take a big shot off of the SVAC, but then we managed to sort of shoot him in return. And there's only 2 tanks left. I wasn't too fussed about taking a shot off that SVAC because, you know, to be honest, we pretty much going to win this game. So it's just damage limitation, really. Trying to squeeze a shot into that Leo. Unfortunately, we just didn't quite aim that shot properly, and yeah, it didn't quite work for us and pick up that bit of damage. But hopefully we can try and squeeze in one final shot on the KV4 that we know is over the other side. No point rushing over there. Might as well just sit here, bide our time, wait for him to get spotted, and then hopefully we can squeeze a shot in through the side. And there we go. We see him, we get a shot in, and then he gets taken out by our friendly Wizzy. And that brings an end to replay number 2. And to be fair, the final replay. So let's see how we got on. We picked up 3.2k damage with 2 kills there, with 2.7k assists. So not a bad return on a map like Province. Picking up the first class, and yeah, concluding the video, guys. So that is it for the Senshi. You know, like I say, it's available to earn. So head over to the Banners of Valor or tab, and then go and have a look, and if you want it, go and get it. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, guys, please like and subscribe, it always does help the channel, and as always, I will catch you next time.